Do you think the ancients knew nothing about money? Think again. You want to learn how to make more money and spend less, right? If you want to learn how Stoicism can help you save money and live better, make sure you watch this video till the end because I have a special bonus for you that will make your life easier. And the best part? You'll see quick results. Tip 1. Set realistic and meaningful goals. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do every act of your life as if it were your last." Stoicism helps us to focus only on what is within our power and accept what is not. It can help us to set goals that are aligned with our values and abilities rather than external factors that we cannot control. According to the Stoics, the only thing that is truly within our power is our own character, our judgments, and our actions. Therefore, the best goals are those that aim to improve our inner qualities such as wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. These goals are called process goals because they depend on our own efforts and choices, rather than on the outcomes or results. For example, instead of setting a goal to win a race, a Stoic would set a goal to train hard, run well, and enjoy the challenge. By setting internal goals, we can avoid frustration, anxiety, and disappointment that often come from relying on external factors that are beyond our control, such as luck. What is something you want to do but also feel afraid of? Don't worry, you can do it by taking small steps. Keep in touch. We will tell you more in the next tip. Tip 2. Use your money wisely and ethically. Stoicism teaches us to be content with what we have and not to crave more than we need. The Stoics believed that wealth and material possessions were indifferent to living a good life. They argued that while wealth might bring comfort and pleasure, it is not necessary for happiness. In fact, according to Stoic beliefs, the pursuit of luxury and material possessions can hinder living a virtuous life. As Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little but the man who craves more that is poor." Stoicism teaches us to be generous and compassionate, and not to waste our money. The Stoics believed that we should use our money as a tool to do good, and not as an end in itself. They encouraged us to share our wealth with others, especially those in need, and to avoid spending our money on harmful things. They advised us to avoid being attached to our money and to be prepared to lose it if necessary. They also warned us to be careful of the dangers of money, such as corruption, envy, or greed. Money is not only for buying things, it is also for changing the world. Don't go anywhere. I will tell you how to use your money well and live the way you want. Tip 3. Live according to your values and principles. Let not your mind run on what you lack as much as on what you have already. Stoicism guides us to act in harmony by teaching us to live according to our values and principles, which are based on reason, virtue, and nature. Stoics believe that we should align our actions with the universal order and purpose. Stoicism helps us to live according to our values and principles are. It teaches us to focus on what we can control and to accept what we cannot. This helps us to avoid unnecessary stress, anger, and anxiety, and to act with rationality and clarity. It teaches us to be virtuous and not to be corrupted by vice. This helps us to act with integrity, honesty, and generosity, and to avoid greed, envy, and selfishness. It teaches us to practice resilience and not to be defeated by obstacles, failure, or tragedy. This helps us to overcome difficulties, to learn from mistakes, and to grow from challenges. It teaches us to be grateful and not to take things for granted. This helps us to appreciate what we have, to enjoy the present moment, and to celebrate our achievements. But how do you live according to your values and principles as a Stoic? And what are the challenges of living according to your values and principles in today's world? You don't want to miss this because we are going to tell you in the next tip. Tip 4. Pursue your passions and hobbies. Stoicism helps us to pursue our passions and hobbies that enrich our money and happiness by teaching us to choose our passions and hobbies wisely and not to follow the crowd or the trends. The Stoics believed that we should pursue activities that are in accordance with our nature, reason, and virtue, and that contribute to our personal growth and social welfare. Enjoy our passions and hobbies moderately, and not to become addicted or obsessed with them. The Stoics believed that we should practice self-control and balance in everything we do. and that we should not let our passions and hobbies interfere with our duties, relationships, or health. They warned us to be careful of the dangers of pleasure such as greed, envy, or pride, and to remember that happiness does not depend on external things, but on our inner state of mind. They taught us to be grateful for the opportunities and the benefits that our passions and hobbies provide us, and to acknowledge the role of fate and fortune in our success or failure. Your hobbies reveal who you really are. How can they make you happier and healthier? Wait for the next tip to find out how to push yourself. Tip 5. Challenge yourself and grow. Stoicism teaches us how to live in harmony with nature, reason, and virtue. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, which means that we should focus only on what is within our power and accept what is not. This principle challenges us to face our fears and difficulties with courage and resilience, rather than avoiding, denying, or complaining about them. It teaches us to reframe our perspective and see challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. The Stoics believed that every difficulty we encounter is a test of our character and a chance to improve ourselves. By adopting this mindset, we can overcome our negative emotions and act with rationality and clarity. It teaches us to practice self-discipline and endure hardship with patience and fortitude. We should train ourselves to be strong and resilient in the face of pain, discomfort, or loss. By doing so, we can develop our mental and emotional toughness and cope with any situation. It teaches us to act in accordance with our values and principles, and not to compromise our integrity or virtue. We should always do what is right, good and beneficial regardless of the consequences or the opinions of others. By doing so, we can achieve a sense of inner peace and happiness. Some of the examples of how facing our fears and difficulties with courage and resilience can help us save money and live better are overcoming obstacles. By facing our fears and difficulties with courage and resilience, we can overcome the obstacles that prevent us from achieving our goals and fulfilling our potential. For example, we can overcome our fear of failure and pursue our dreams, or we can overcome our financial difficulties and save money for our future, achieving our goals. By facing our fears and difficulties with courage and resilience, we can achieve our goals and make progress in our personal and professional lives. For example, we can achieve our fitness goals and improve our health, or we can achieve our career goals and increase our income, becoming stronger. By facing our fears and difficulties with courage and resilience, we can become stronger and more confident in ourselves and our abilities. For example, we can become stronger physically and mentally by overcoming challenges and hardships, or we can become stronger emotionally and spiritually by developing our character and virtue. Challenge yourself and grow as a Stoic by embracing discomfort. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. Get ready to flourish as we guide you through it. Tip 6. Courage to change. As Seneca wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Courage to change is the ability to face our fears and difficulties with bravery and resilience, rather than avoiding, denying, or complaining about them. It is a skill that can help us improve ourselves and our situation for the better. Stoics believe that by cultivating courage, we can overcome the obstacles that prevent us from changing ourselves and our situation for the better. Some of the benefits of having courage to change are: we can overcome the obstacles that prevent us from achieving our goals and fulfilling our potential. We can learn from our mistakes and grow from our challenges. We can act in accordance with our values and principles and not compromise our integrity or virtue. We can cope with any situation and adapt to any circumstance. We can achieve a sense of inner peace and happiness. Change can be scary, but it's also the only constant in life. How can you embrace it today? What steps can you take to make positive changes in your life? You'll be inspired by what I'll show you. Tip 7. Practice self-care and wellness. Stoicism can help us with his self-care and wellness, which are the practices of taking care of our physical, mental, and emotional health. By practicing self-care and wellness, we can boost our money and happiness in many ways, such as it teaches us to be content with what we have, and not to crave more than we need. They argued that while wealth might bring comfort and pleasure, It is not necessary for happiness. By being content with what we have, we can save money, avoid debt, and live within our means. Stoics believed that we should use reason and logic to make decisions, and not to let our emotions cloud our judgment. They advised us to avoid being attached to our money and to be prepared to lose it if necessary. Stoics believed that we should treat our body as a temple and nourish it with healthy food, exercise, and rest. They also believed that we should cultivate our mind with wisdom, knowledge, and learning. And they believed that we should nurture our soul with virtue, morality, and spirituality. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." By taking care of our body, mind, and soul, we can improve our health, well-being, and happiness. Prioritize self-care. It's not selfish, but essential. Stay tuned for tips on habits to be proactive and responsible. Tip 8. Be proactive and responsible. Stoicism helps us to be proactive and responsible by teaching us to focus on what is within our power and to take action to improve ourselves and our situation. We should concentrate on what we can control, such as our own thoughts, feelings, and actions. By doing so, we can make the most of our potential and not be passive or indifferent to our circumstances. Accept the consequences of our actions and to learn from our mistakes. We should not blame others, fate, or fortune for our failures or misfortune. Rather, we should take responsibility for our choices and actions and acknowledge their outcomes. By doing so, we can avoid regret, resentment, and guilt, and instead use our experiences as opportunities for growth and learning. Some of the examples of how being proactive and responsible can help us save money and live better are: we can achieve our goals and make progress in our personal and professional lives. By being proactive and responsible, we can take action to pursue our dream, overcome our obstacles, and fulfill our potential. For example, we can start a business, learn a new skill, or travel the world. We can cope with any situation and adapt to any circumstance. By being proactive and responsible, we can face our fears and difficulties with courage and resilience and not be defeated by them. For example, we can deal with a crisis, a loss, or a change. We can improve our relationships and social connections. By being proactive and responsible, we can communicate effectively, respect others, and cooperate with them. For example, we can build trust, friendship, or partnership with others. Do you want to take charge of your life and be the master of your own destiny? Do you want to discover the secrets of the ancient Stoics? If you answered yes, then you are in the right place. You don't want to miss this because you will be impressed by this. Tip 9. Know your money and your budget. As Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Knowing your money and your budget can help you manage your finances effectively and achieve your financial goals. Stoic beliefs. The pursuit of luxury and material possessions can hinder living a virtuous life. Be mindful of our spending and saving habits, and to act with rationality and clarity. By knowing your money and your budget, you can track your income and expenses and see where your money is going every month. Plan your spending and saving and allocate your money to your needs, wants, and goals. Avoid overspending, debt, and financial stress and live within your means. Save money for emergencies, retirement, and other future needs. Invest money for growth, income, and wealth creation. Understanding your finances gives you the power to make informed decisions and shape your future. Stay connected for the next tip, where we'll share a financial habit you can start today that will benefit you in the long run. Tip 10. Meditate and reflect. Stoicism recommends us to meditate and reflect on our life regularly by practicing various exercises that help us to examine our thoughts, feelings, and actions, and to align them with our values and principles. Some of the common Stoic exercises are: morning meditation is a practice of preparing ourselves for the day ahead by setting our intentions, reviewing our goals, and anticipating the possible challenges or difficulties we might face. By doing so, we can act with rationality, clarity, and virtue throughout the day. Self-examination is a practice of questioning ourselves by asking ourselves what we are doing, why we are doing it, and how we are doing it. By doing so, we can become more aware of our motives, actions, and consequences, and correct any errors or inconsistencies. Contemplation of nature is a practice of observing and admiring the natural world by noticing its beauty, order, and harmony. By doing so, we can connect with the universal reason, feel awe and wonder, and live in accordance with nature. Want more secrets like these? Then don't stop here. Subscribe to our channel, activate notifications, leave a like, and share this video. And remember, each step you take with us is a step towards a more fulfilling, balanced, and rich life in every sense. Stay tuned for our next video. Don't miss out on this.